Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for another exciting episode of Penny Tries. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. On today's episode, Falconry.
Okay. Hi, I'm Penny.
Hi, I'm John the Falconer.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Anytime.
And you brought birds with you.
I did. So I am a licensed falconer here in Washington State, and so falconry is one of the most regulated sports in North America. But the Falconer is an education facility, and we do outreach. We teach people about the amazing world of birds of prey and falconry. So,
It's an amazing world.
it's a crazy world.
I'm
So
very excited. Okay, so can you take us through each of the birds?
yes, so probably the one everyone is seeing right in front of us is one of the largest owls in the world. This is ladybird, and ladybird is one of our owl ambassadors, and this is a species you would see in Europe and Asia. Yeah, you can come right down
Are you
here.
sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
totally come down. So the reason why she's so comfortable around people is that she's imprinted. So she was raised from a young age to be an ambassador. So she's here to teach and hang out with you.
She's so beautiful. I love that her name is Ladybird.
Mm-hmm. Ladybird Johnson. So.
So I think you're really going to like this part because I put you in this book. Okay.
I will get her up,
I'm
and
so
then
nervous.
all
Should I
right.
be wearing like facial protection?
No. So when we hold a bird, we always go over this a little bit. I'm going to tie her off. So we actually, in falconry, as you noticed, I'm already one-handed. So we use a lot of things that are very easy to do one-handed. This is called a falconry knot.
Okay.
So it's basically just a slip knot.
Okay.
And that
Oh.
way, you are connected to her. And that way she can't fly off right now.
Okay.
So like that. So then when we hold a bird, you notice how I have it a little bit of a higher up. So you make a nice fist,
Okay.
a little higher up like that. And you don't want to go down, up,
No,
like
no,
that.
I don't.
So nice like that.
Okay.
If she was to jump from your hand, it's called a bait. In falconry, there's so many terms. Like one of my favorite is wrapped around the pinky. Have you guys ever used that term? Wrapped
Yeah.
around my pinky
Oh,
or
yeah,
finger?
wrapped around my fingers.
Yep, so open your hand,
Okay.
close down, make a nice fist,
Okay.
and that's going to tell her to do.
Would you like to come visit?
And so remember how I said wrapped around the finger? We take the leash,
Okay.
and we're going to open that pinky, and now you have her wrapped around the finger.
Okay.
So that's a term right there. Also, under my thumb is a falconry term. So right now, you have control under her because you have her under the thumb. How's she feel?
She's not as heavy as I thought she would be.
Right? It's a little deceiving.
I think you might like this book a little bit better because it has an owl on it. You might know him. Hedwig? No? Okay.
But then our next bird is a common buzzard. Do you know what a common buzzard is?
I don't know.
Well, I
It's
bet
all right.
it's common.
Most of the people, actually in North America, buzzard is actually, we use it wrong. Anywhere else in the world, they use buzzard for hawk. So you go
Oh.
to Europe, Asia, Africa, they use the term buzzard, not hawk. So this is a red-tailed hawk of Europe.
Okay, so it's a hawk.
Yeah, it's a hawk right there. Yeah, it's got a mind trip right there.
Now, my
So-
son had a question. Do you want to ask your
Oh.
question?
Oh,
Yeah,
question.
what's the difference between falcons, hawks, and eagles?
Oh, that's a great question. So that is like a college level question, and I love it. So that is looking at the evolutionary path that birds have taken, but they're all birds of prey. And actually, would you like to learn what a bird of prey is?
You know I would.
Yes. So does anyone here know how many birds there are in the world? Like bird species?
No.
Ooh, guesses. Price is right.
Oh, like 100,000?
You went way up high. It's all right. You got to go for the stars. Roughly, there are 10,000 species. So there is a lot of different types. Yeah.
I mean, relative to how many numbers there are.
These guys, they have three characteristics. One, talons. Let's do it. So show me talons right here. Right there. Second one, hooked beak right here. And common buzzard, June bug, has that hooked beak. That's really good at ripping food up, swallowing it. So that's the second characteristic. And then the last one is eyes. High-powered binocular vision. So
Okay.
those are the biggest three things you have to use to identify a raptor and not meat.
Okay.
So his eyes actually have 4 cone receptors. You only have 3, Penny, and everyone out there, you guys have 3 as well. So he can see into the ultraviolet.
Oh, wow.
So I'm sorry to let you know, if you have any urine stains on you, he can actually see them. It's pretty amazing.
Well, I asked you not to bring that up.
But the question being is that they all fit different niches. So over here we have Benedict. He is the second largest falcon in the world, and so you guys can kind of look. Here's a falcon. here's a hawk, and here's an owl. And so you see all different body shapes, and they all fit different niches, or different times a day they would hunt, but also different prey. Falcons are birds that mostly hunt other birds. Those giant feet are great at grabbing birds out of the air, where hawks are a little bit more bolder, more broad, a little bit more built to hunt rodents. And so you kind of look at where raptors are niche-wise, and you can tell a lot about where they live and what they do. But the biggest difference is that they're all evolved to fit different niches, basically.
Okay.
But they're all raptors, totally.
That means they're all dinosaurs.
Basically,
Okay.
the dinosaurs live all around us, which is it's pretty amazing. Actually.
Dinosaurs live all around.
So falconry-wise, this is a classic falconry bird. Falconry is about 3,000 to 5,000 years old. It's actually older than deer, and it's pretty. It's pretty. It's been around. It's the oldest field sport in the world. But falcons are used for all different things nowadays. But mostly, you know, they're used for a sport. It's going to be hunting. We would use him as a trained bird to go out and hunt wild quarry. But do you like wine?
I mean,
Just a little bit.
a little.
A little bit. You know, we all enjoy. You know, a little wine
Feeling
every here and
personally
there.
attacked. Why would you? No, I'm just kidding.
But the thing is, actually, falconers, licensed falconers, you might, when you're lifting that glass to have a nice cheer or a nice drink, you might want to say thank you, falconers, because a lot of times, like wineries and those grapes are protected through pest control from falconers. They actually fly their birds over the fields, and just by flying the birds in the area, we're using nature's predator-prey relationships. One of the rarest falcons in the world. This is a Taita falcon. And so Taita falcons are actually native to Africa. So she is full grown. She won't get any larger.
That starling is gonna. Yeah. I have plans for that starling. Now that I'm a raptor, that starling and I are gonna meet. So you said that she's from a private breeder?
Mm-hmm.
Does that person like sell for? I mean, how ethical is? I guess I'm.
Oh, that's a great question. So to be a breeder here in North America, what we call propagation, is very licensed. So it's a federal permit. And actually last year I just got my federal propagation permit.
Okay.
So he is licensed federally to breed birds. And so it's very regulated. In North America, out of the whole world, we are probably the most regulated of any country.
Okay.
So to work with birds, to breed birds, to hunt with birds, you have to be licensed. There are 23 vulture species in the world, and vultures are split into two groups, actually. So the Atlantic in biology is our divider. So where's the old world, do you think?
The old world would be Asia and Russia and
Yeah, Europe, Asia, Africa is our old world. And so in biology, when someone says an old world species, Europe, Asia, Africa. When we say new world, North, South, Central America, Caribbean. Perfect job.
Hello.
So we'll just open it. Yep. And then go down. And perfect. Open it one time. And
Sorry.
so you are holding, no, you're fine. I know it's kind of crazy. You are holding a new world vulture. The king vulture is a giant cleaver of a beak, and that's where it gets its name. It will come in on the kill site, open the carcass up, and then make way for the king. And that's how he gets his name. But these guys specialize in eyeballs, mouth, the butt, anywhere that soft tissue can be found. So, you know, they'll stick their head into a carcass like that and then pull off all that soft tissue. So not the strongest beak, but really good at getting in those little nooks and crannies and get all those little parts.
So, how you doing? You want to hang out later? I have dead animal in my fridge. Yeah, I think you might like that. It's exciting. Dead animal. I eat dead animals too. We have a lot in common. And sometimes my eyes turn red. Not all the time though. I think we could be friends. You and me. What do you say? Thanks, John.
Boom!
Thanks, Raptors.